why your difficult boss feels so personal. I want to start off with that because a client came to see me because she wanted to resign from her job. Not because she didn't enjoy the work what she does. And I'm not going to go so deep into her story, but because every day she walked into work feeling absolutely anxious. Her boss criticized everything about her, micromanaged her. Yeah, nothing she did ever seemed good enough. Yeah, I'm not going to mention what language she was using too. And the client felt like she's constantly walking on eggshells. She was losing hair, like affected her mentally in every shape or form. And as many people would say, just leave. She is leaving, but I want to give you this. It's what she exactly needed to heal. And I want you to understand something. What is it about your boss that affects you so deeply? When I asked her, and maybe this is happening in your life. And she said to me, I never felt like I'm good enough. But that answer changed the entire session for her. Yeah? Because this wasn't just about the challenging boss, narcissistic, toxic boss. I asked her another question. When was the first time you remembered feeling that way? I already knew because I already wrote it down because I heard it from the spirit. So she became very quiet and started talking about the home and what happened when she was a little girl. So growing up with not stable home, trauma, parent emotionally unavailable, let's go say alcoholic parents or parent, all of those things. So some days in her childhood there was a chaos, and some days there was silence. And she never knew which version of her parents she was going to come home to. Yeah, so now imagine being 5 years old girl. You can't leave. Yeah, when you're 5 years old, you can't leave. You can't change the adults. And you can't make a different choices. So what does a little child do? She adapts. She becomes hypervigilant, scanning every face, every room, every tone of the voices in a household, every mood of everyone, all the siblings in a house, trying to work it out and asking herself, is she safe? Then another belief begins to form inside of her. Maybe if I'm quieter, maybe if I'm better, maybe if I don't upset everyone, maybe if I keep everyone happy, everything will be okay. Now here is the important part, what I want you to see. People often call that people pleasing. I don't. I call it survival. Yeah? Simple as that. Because that little girl wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was simply trying to create safety in a home where safety felt unpredictable. Let the land in. So that strategy for her wasn't from intelligence. It was to protect her. But here's what happened in her. So when she grew up, I'll change the story a bit, but just follow me on this because it could be relatable to you or someone who you know. She didn't realize the things about the danger. She walks into the work. Her boss raises her voice, criticizes her, abusing her, and nothing is ever good enough. And suddenly, what does she do? Her body reacts before her mind does. And this is me reading into her energy regarding what happened on her body. I'm not going to discuss that. And she starts overthinking, trying harder, explaining herself to the boss, and seeking absolutely approval. Not because she's weak, but because internally her system is recognizing the pattern, but she doesn't understand the pattern. She's not aware of that. And in her mind is like, I've been here before. And the boss didn't create the reaction. I want you to see this. The boss activated a survival strategy which she had. And this is why simply changing jobs isn't always the best. Because if you don't understand the identity you have been carrying, guess what? You will often meet same dynamics in another workplace, or another relationship too, or another friendship relationships, just wearing a different hat. So for some of you, healing isn't about blaming your parents. It's about understanding the dynamics, the incredible intelligence of the child once upon a time you were. And that child did exactly what they needed to do to absolutely survive. What does a child wants to do? Wants to be loved, wants to be supported, needed, belonging. But survival isn't freedom. Freedom begins the moment you realize you are no longer that child. You no longer need to earn safety. And you no longer need to earn love. And you no longer need to earn your worth either. And when that identity begins to dissolve, you will notice within yourself the energy shifts. The people around you, they don't necessarily change, because who changed? You changed. You shifted, you pivoted, you evolved, whatever words you want to use. And because you change, the way you respond, everything changes. And the way you hold yourself, everything changes. And the boundaries you set, they change. And sometimes the relationship will change. And sometimes you will have to leave. In her case, she's leaving because it's narcissistic, it's abusive, and there was lots of other things which was involved here. And you're choosing now, and as an adult, not reacting from the frightened child who's simply trying to survive the dynamics. And maybe this is you. Maybe this is somebody who you know. But I want you to see this. And how does that play out? As much as I'm trying to explain this in a video for people to see this. And sometimes you have to move the job, and sometimes you'll not. If it's so mentally not safe for you to be at that kind of a job or that kind of relationship, you need to physically move. But you need to heal within yourself. Because if you don't, another person will going to come in. And this is where you come and ask me, Yelena, why is my life on a merry-go-round, on a roundabout? Keep repeating, same scenarios, different people. Because you didn't heal this within yourself.